Okay. So we have two radicals that we're multiplying. What I want you to do instead of, we're not going to multiply them, and that's what a lot of kids want to do. Off the bat, they want to multiply them, but you can't because they are negative. So we're going to break it up into -1 times the square root of 20 times the square root of -1 times the square root of 12. So if you see two negative numbers and they're underneath the radical, you cannot multiply them together and make them positive. Because they have imaginary roots, you can't multiply them together. But we can separate them. So let's take care of this -1. What does this -1 mean? So we will have I squared, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to do this as I, right? And then what is this -1? In first period, they asked me today, can we just write I squared? Yes, you can. But I would, for your notes, I don't want you to because I want you to be able to see where I got them. So the square root of -1 is I. The square root of -1 is I. Okay, what are two numbers you can multiply to get 20?
10 and 4.
You want to do 10 and 2?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do 10 and 2. You can also do 4 and 5. There's nothing wrong with that. You will still get the same answer. What are two numbers you can multiply to get 10?
2 and 5.
And we're going to continue with the 12. What are two numbers you can multiply to get 12?
2 and 6.
Okay, so 3 and 4 or 2 and 6. Is it going to matter which two you put? Nope. I'm going to put 2 and 6 just because I'm in that even kind of mood right now. I'm going to circle the 2's. 2 always gets circled. And then what are two numbers you can multiply to get 6?
2 and 3. That's what I said.
Now you guys remember, if you have two different numbers and you can go across and cancel out your pairs. It just happens that we don't have to. So what happens? I have a pair of 2's, right? That goes on the outside. I have this pair of 2's. They go on the outside. Now, what do I have left?
5 and 3.
You can't see. Can you move it over?
Oh, sorry. Is that better? I apologize for that. That's good because on the video they couldn't see either. So, okay. So 5 and 3 are still circled. Are there any other circles that contain a 5 or a 3? So those are going to stay inside the radical. They're like shoes that you can't wear today. Okay. So now, what does I squared become? I mean, what does I times I become?
I squared.
And 2 times 2 is?
4.
So we're going to have 4I squared square root of 15. Now, just like anything, you can't leave I squared there. So you have to change it. So this becomes 4 times, what does I squared become? Times the square root of 15. 4 times -1.
That's the square root of 5.
Thank you. And that's my final answer.